Well, hello there and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Dermott, and today we're going to have a look at emerging market currencies, in particular the Hungarian Forint, the South African Rand and the Turkish Lira. On this topic today I have Rani Jabban, and he is Head of Treasury and FX at Arab Bank here in Geneva. So welcome today.
Thank you.
So let's first of all look at the Hungarian Forint. Now this retreated and actually gained today, and we actually witnessed government bonds fall to a 7-week low as the Prime Minister has nominated the Economy Minister to become head of the central bank. Now, do you think he would actually make a good head of the central bank? And, you know, what type of movements are we seeing, and what is your outlook for the Hungarian Forint?
The move regarding Matolsky as head of central bank in Hungary was actually expected. So what happened is a lot of people was an asymmetric risk yesterday. So if he wasn't nominated, Hungarian Forint would have gained a lot, and him being nominated hasn't been a surprise. So that's why, and since a lot of people, the positioning in the market is quite heavy on the short side for the Forint. That explains why it actually gained instead of weakening. But we still favor buying Euro-Hungarian Forint on dips around the 290, 292 areas. We're looking for it to go above 300. We think overall the fact that the Prime Minister is actually nominating Matolsky, and probably the board now is in majority very close to the government, so the independence of the central bank is non-existent anymore. So they will probably look into have unorthodox policies, and the consequence of it will be the weakening of the Forint. They need to be careful though, because a lot of the real estate loans are still in foreign currency. So even though it has been reduced a lot since the Swiss franc appreciation that we've witnessed in the last since 2009, that's the only thing. So we think fundamentals are not in favor of the Hungarian Forint, and we're still looking to establish short positions in the Forint.
And moving on to the South African Rand, now it's actually heading today to its biggest drop in almost 5 months. Now this is because yesterday South Africa posted a record trade shortfall for January. Now are you feeling quite bearish? Do you think it's going to continue to fall?
Yeah, I mean, what happened yesterday, the trade figures were the trigger for this whole move, but we were looking also to establish short position in South African Rand. So we think the 890, 892 is actually a buying zone in $, and we're looking for 910, 925. So in the medium term, we think also the fact that there's the trade figures, potential conflicts that are social conflicts in the mining industry, and monetary policy all also concur to have a weak South African Rand.
And moving on to the Turkish Lira, investor sentiment and consumer confidence rose recently. Now are you feeling quite bullish for the Turkish Lira?
Let's say I'm less bearish than for the other two, but the Turkish Lira, I think there's improvement in economic sentiment. The Central Bank of Turkey is doing a good job in managing the expectations, and even though it's not very orthodox policy, but they're doing a good job, and the market is rather quite is reading quite well what the central bank wants it to anticipate. So that's a good point for the Turkish Lira. And we think that TRY is going to stay in this zone around 180, 182, in a broad range between some 178 and 180, 182, sorry. So we're looking to buy Turkey against the euro, for example, not against the dollar especially, and against some other crosses would be interesting to do, like the Hungarian Forint or the South African Rand.
Thank you very much for coming on today and sharing your views on these emerging currencies. Now, actually, before I let you go, what do you think in terms of other emerging market currencies? For, what ones maybe should we be keeping an eye out for that could be quite interesting in the next coming months?
I think it's going to be quite an interesting year, quite choppy and volatile, because the dollar trend is we think that is starting to gather pace and will continue. So the fact that the dollar is going to strengthen, we think in the second half of 2013 and the beginning of 2014 would mean that you have to be quite picky in terms of emerging market currencies. So as we said, I mean, on the positive side, we favor the Mexican peso for its link with the US dollars. We favor the Russian ruble. These two because there's a great potential of structural reforms in the countries and quite positive inflows and current accounts. In Asia, more we favor, in terms of value, we think that the Filipino peso is interesting in non-Asian, non-Japan currencies. Otherwise, on the negatives, we already mentioned the rand, we mentioned the Hungarian forint, the Czech koruna, and the Polish zloty, we think, are going to be suffering a little more than the other currencies.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, viewers, that is all we have time for right now. But do stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more interesting interviews and press reviews. But for now, goodbye.